Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Felid Fire Elementalist of FeFE. Honestly, I will never get tired of saying that, hopefully. Um, it's been a day or two since I played, so I need to do a quick review of what we're up to. Fighting, dodging, fire magic seems pretty normal and reasonable, okay. Haven't gotten any spell casting yet, but I think 15 MP is fine. We found Lair, right, I assume? Yeah, we're standing on it, okay. I was like trying to scroll up here to find my weapons and stuff, but as a Felid, they don't exist. Jewelry is first. Okay, fine. Protection, great. Intelligence, super. Rage, dubious at best, but okay, we have it. A lot of scrolls, and we don't. Why did I pick up fruits? Hello? Sorry, that was kind of quiet. I was listening to some of my videos, and like I think I do need to be a little bit more in the habit of keeping more of a constant volume. Stuff that works conversationally, like sort of trailing off, I don't know. It's not so good for a recording because you never know just how good the microphone is, whereas in real life, a person can say, sorry, what was that? You were mumbling. You guys are stuck with my mumbles, so I should try not to make them. Let's see, we don't need these. Wait, what? That's actually a little surprising. So what I did here is I inventory J, and if you press D, it drops. And I just sort of like, for no particular reason, hit capital D, and apparently that doesn't do anything. It takes you back to the inventory screen. So I don't know if I agree with that, but that's how it is. And we have all our spells memorized, right? Yeah, aside from the ones we don't really care about. Fireball's good, but I don't see myself using it for a while yet. So I don't mind that it's at 12%. And we're training it up anyway, so... Actually, fire magic and conjurations are at the same level again, so I can... Wait. Why is the cost so different? I guess just because... Wow, really? The difference between 8.9 and 9.0, that breakpoint, increases the cost by 3, huh? Anyway, they're close, so train them in together. We could do invocations, but I don't think it's that important. And we have a few new scrolls to identify. Well, okay, one. Immolation. Yeah, that's scary. The exploding mushrooms. I don't want to be standing next to that when it goes off. Yeah, no fire resistance or anything. Rhyme Drake. So we have cold resist. No, we don't yet have the Felid natural cold resist. We get that at like 14 or something, I would imagine. Probably. And we're killing stuff with spells. I really don't like approaching a Rhyme Drake. There's just not a good way to do it in the open. He's got too long to shoot at us, given that we're counting on Sticky Flame to do most things, and Conjure Flame. Not Conjure Flame, Flame Tongue. I just don't want to charge at him and give him a chance to hit us with a bunch of Frost Breath or whatever it is. Oh, I know why I'm picking up fruits, because I'm FeFE. They were marked as useless, so I dropped them. But I want them for god abilities. I'm really surprised by how much damage Flame Tongue does. I kind of thought it gave out a little earlier than this, but it seems to be fine. Alright, this Black Mamba is an issue. I'm gonna sort of try to save MP to hit him with Sticky Flames. It looks like the mushrooms sort of have things under control, but yeah, there he goes. And my Wandering Mushrooms are no longer inner-flamed from the immolation. Good. Let's go grab that fruit. Pick it up. I wish they weren't marked as useless, so that I couldn't make that mistake. But, I mean, I guess that's just something I'm going to have to cope with. Iguana shouldn't be a big deal. Mars bars. Demon Spawn Wizard. With 2 really garbage spells. Magic Dart, I mean, against a Felet, Magic Dart can be pretty effective, actually. And he does resist fire. So, obviously, by ourselves, we can't even touch this guy. But with the power of plants... Wait, are they... I thought they moved. Yeah, they're gonna just murder him. Let's get him a 3-in-1, 3-on-1. There we go. And they barely took any damage. Fine. We'll butcher this, I guess. Our piety is pretty high, so I'm not too concerned about getting maximum FeDHAS piety out of every corpse. How did my mushroom get way up there? I don't know what the deal is with that. Seems like we came from this way, which is so all the mushrooms should be down here, right? Okay, and I'm gonna just wait for these guys to get a little closer rather than wasting MP on Flame Tongue. Great. Let's chop up one of these yaks and pray for the rest. Make a new mushroom out of one of them. Great. Stay up at like 7 is not a magic number or anything, but it's like I have 7, so whenever I lose one, I get one back, and then I remember that 7 is the number I had. I don't know. Not a very important reason. I am sort of feeling the pinch of not having as much MP as I would like. Just a couple sticky flames and a couple throw flames, and we run out. And spellcasting is pretty cheap to train right now, so I could work on that. I could go for invocations instead. Doesn't get you as much MP as spellcasting, but it also increases your god powers, and like as a FeDHAS guy, you should have good invocations, at least like okay invocations. So I'm going to do this, but now I feel like I'm training a few too many things, right? Let's give these 2 a break for now. Actually, given that we already have 2 levels of spellcasting, that's like 4 MP. And you don't get 4 MP out of invocations until it's at like 8. I think. Which mean... or 4, I guess. It grows twice as slowly as spellcasting. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 8, but either way, it's a fair bit. So if what we want is MP, I think Invocations is wrong, and we should get spellcasting. If we wanted better mushrooms, then yeah, Invocations. But right now the mushrooms are fine. They're like killing monsters effectively. So I want to remember why I was actually training, why I wanted to train Invocations, which, yes, it's nice to have better better mushrooms, but the reason I felt I needed to train it was not that, right? It was that I wanted more MP, and I don't even think Invocations really does much on that front at this point for our character. Since we're casting so many spells, we need a fair bit of spell casting. I mean, it makes sense, right? Yeah, run the gauntlet, buddy. Yeah, good luck with that. So anyway, like I said, I do still eventually want better invocations, but we don't necessarily need it right now. We just need more MP so that we don't need to rely on our mushrooms. I don't know. I'm sort of repeating myself there. So, you know, that's life. Oops. Thought he had died briefly for no particular reason. So layer 1, so far, pretty uneventful, which is nice. That's how you like the game to go. Try not to take pointless damage. Get in there, get in one sticky flame, and then run. Now, I could train some unarmed combat as well, which is, like, pretty good for Felids. You know, you can almost any Felid can transition into, like, a little bit of stabbing. Like, I don't know. It's so cheap to train stealth and to train unarmed combat, and like the stab bonuses that you get are insane on Felids because you don't have to train like daggers. I don't know. The unarmed combat just scales way better than daggers, like to higher levels, higher experience levels rather. So daggers kind of give out for everything except stabs. I mean, you can use them, but they're not great. Whereas unarmed combat, is great for stabs and for non-stabs, like all game. So you can as a Felid say, I'm gonna train unarmed combat and optionally some stealth, and like that's usually not terrible on almost any Felid. It's just a little bit dangerous because you're so fragile that if combat isn't going well, it goes like extremely not well. Ugh. I wish, by the way, that we could take away the Fedhaus conduct where he is upset when you let friendly plants die. It's like, what is that really bringing into the world? What value does that add? Where the hell is this Hydra? He's dead. Alright. Thanks, guys. I don't know how that happened. How do I keep losing my mushrooms? Like, how do they get so far behind me is what I want to know. Okay, yeah, we got him in Sticky Flame. They got him confused. Yeah, he managed to kill one, which is too bad. Oh, he got in the water! The hacks are real! Like, the fact that shallow water puts out Sticky Flame is something that just, like, absolutely never comes up. And so when it does, it's like, wow, that's bizarre. You know, it makes sense, sure, but it's, like, not something that you remember. So I don't know. Like, if I could take that mechanic away, I guess I would. I don't think it adds anything to the game except complexity, and Crawl is not hugely in favor of that. I mean, complexity is fine, but it needs to be... I don't know. Crawl has, like, a design philosophy, and I don't know exactly what its stance is, but, like... complexity should add interesting decisions in order to actually count. Not just more things you have to remember. Where is this porcupine? Southeast, okay. So anyway, so like adding... like there's sort of, I don't know, a decision of like, do I want to fight this Hydra near some shallow water if I'm going to use Sticky Flame? It's like, yes, you should know not to do that, but not a very interesting decision. You can usually just walk away. I don't know. Do I want to chase down this Rhyme Drake? I mean, I could. But I don't think I will. Am I really down to just 2 mushrooms? I guess so. We're gonna need a little refresher soon. The other thing is we can, no, actually just grab these, here you go. But we can turn plants into oklobs if, you know, right now, I wish it was an easy way to see how much fruit I have, 2. Right now, of course, like, we have little enough fruit that's something we don't want to do too often. Gotta remember, there's a, oh, melting archway nearby. Interesting. I was gonna say, you gotta remember that we're looking for an ice cave, and therefore not to auto-explore. But okay, there's an ice beast, so it's probably down that way. Yikes, a lot of yaks. Okay, got one. So yeah, just a single sticky flame followed by running away is a pretty good spell. Pretty good way to fight a lot of things, as any fire elementalist, not just Felid. So we'll just rest up and then go chase down that ice beast. Yeah, this is them, all right. Can you sticky flame these guys? I think so. I mean, the question is whether it sticks. I think the answer is yes. Yeah, they don't like it very much. And we'll just lure them back to this plant farm. Cool. But now we gotta rest. And I don't know. So FeFE, as I've mentioned on this channel last time we had a FeFE character when we were playing that halfling assassin, I think it was, with Rose at the end of the tournament. I mentioned that FeFE is sort of the god of traps. The wandering mushrooms are sort of the simplest trap that you can start with, which is like they follow you around, but once an enemy is nearby, they stop, and so you kind of have to make sure to lure enemies back to your traps. And you gain, like, I forgot we have sunlight. You gain some abilities to make more traps, like you can make oklab plant traps, you can make water traps, and so you kind of want to like have a home base that you run back to. Anyway, let's. I don't know if wandering mushrooms follow you into a labyrinth or into portals, but we'll give them a chance. Looks like no. So our first priority in here is going to be getting some wandering mushrooms. This looks like the one with wolves and bears and stuff. So yeah. So it should be possible to do as long as we don't just get killed, which I don't think we will. Great. 3 wandering mushrooms should be enough to get started. Sleeping dogs, don't let them lie, set them on fire. You heard it here first. No, don't. Okay, I pushed some wrong buttons, I guess. I meant to sticky flame him, and instead I somehow entered a shout menu. Yeah, so we're just gonna like kind of do that process multiple times of sticky flame him and then retreat to behind the plants. Fireball is at 8%, so we can cast it if we have to, but the damage is like lower than that of sticky flame, but it's faster. And of course it reaches multiple enemies. So if we wanted to, although I don't think we can reach, yeah, Fireball only reaches to here. We could Fireball these guys. But I don't think that's what I want to do. I want to just lure them back to here where we can get a 3v1 on them. Well, 3v2, I guess, really. Yikes, there's a lot of polar bears and wolves and so on. Yeah, all right, so we're like half dead already. Let's back off. Okay, we really can't get back in there to Sticky Flame again. We need to count on the mushrooms to finish this off. You know what? Let's try a Fireball. Yeah, I think that that's a good use of our MP because it's saving our Wandering Mushrooms from getting killed. Oh, miscast is quite unfortunate. Did not even consider that happening. And now there's this wolf that I may lack the MP to kill. Yikes. Okay. Well, we have a wand. Let's try a Wand of Ice Blast. Even at 0 Evo, it should do okay against a wolf. They don't resist cold or anything. Okay, he's almost dead. Miscast Flame Tongue for real. Alright, let's try the Wand of Lightning. Got him. So we've made a ton of noise now with fireballs and lightning bolts. So we need to be well away from that area. And I would love, love, love to make more mushrooms, but... oh. Ah! Ah! I hit Auto Explore! Disaster. This was actually... Oh, Auto Explore did convert them, of course. Auto Explore, Auto Praise as well. So we got one more mushroom out of that debacle of an input mistake. Lure him back. And we got him. I'm starting to be of the opinion that our mushrooms are not strong enough. So spellcasting just hit like a half. You get 1 MP per. You get 2 MP per. Every time your spellcasting goes up by half a level, you get 1 MP. So 4.6 is like fine. It's just above 4.5. You don't want to turn it off at like 4.9 because then you spent a bunch of experience and gotten not much, if anything. But just after half a level is fine. It's not optimal, but we can live with it. Okay, 5 mushrooms. Good. But our piety is starting to run low, which is fine. It is fine. As a FeFE guy, that's what you want to happen. I just want to make sure that it doesn't run so low that we lose access to the mushrooms, which is what we really want. He went berserk. Rude. Yeah, he's dead, though. So, right, like, it's okay if our piety is at 1 star all game long. Oh, I can't pray because there's just shit all over here, huh? There we go. There's still another corpse. You know what? Let's eat that one. Oh no, praying worked. I don't know what's the deal. Okay, picked up some goodies here. So at the end of this, I believe there's usually a frost giant. No guarantees, of course. But that's what we want to be thinking about. Can we defeat a frost giant? At the moment, honestly, I think the answer is like probably not. Even these wandering mushrooms are going to have a real rough time with a frost giant. And we clearly, I mean, we can barely handle polar bears, right? So, yeah, I mean, let's get some dexterity now. We've trained a lot more dodging. And just in time, we picked up some cold resist. We've trained a lot more dodging, so we're getting more value out of each point of dexterity than we were before. Dodging and dexterity have sort of a multiplicative effect on your evasion. So if you have like 0 dodging, then a point of dex doesn't help you very much. But if you have like 27 dodging, it helps you a lot in terms of how much evasion you get out of it, which is the main thing you want dexterity for. It's not the only thing it's useful for, but it's the main thing. Yikes. We are like, piety is kind of an issue in here. I think probably when we finish this ice cave, maybe we can call it an episode. I think it'll be a short one, but I don't really want to try to do like half of Lair. I was thinking maybe we would do half of Lair, but then there was this ice cave that came up. And it's like doing half of Lair and a portal branch is asking a lot for a single episode, I think. Let's try a... I can't fireball, can I? Actually, yeah, a fireball passes right through him, and I can hit here. Yeah, that's a lot of kills. That is handy. And then I can, like, sticky flame again. Let's actually just back up again and try another fireball at this group. Miscast. Are you kidding me? Again? And we're losing all this piety. Jeez. But I think we can... there's more yaks than I realized. I was going to say I think we can finish these guys with just like one sticky flame. But... yeah, and there's no corpses around even, which is too bad. Alright, let's sticky flame this guy. That should be enough to kill him together with a mushroom. And then the last yak, I'll try to just stand here and distract him for a little while the mushroom kills him. And believe it or not, that dumb plan worked. Oh, thank goodness, we got some more corpses to turn into more mushrooms. I was about to like turn around and leave. And it still could be the right decision to do that. Because we're not really making a great show of it here. Like, we're doing okay. But our piety is suffering, and we're not, like, convincingly defeating all the monsters. Oh, polar bear, come here, please. So, I don't know. It could be time to leave. But I think there's sort of a more clear early exit point where it's like... yeah, there's like an exit portal where it's like, if you've been having trouble so far, you should leave. And I think we can make it to that point. Grab whatever loot is there. Oh, hello. Alright. I'm out. See you later. That is not... I don't want to fight a fire elementalist ghost ever in my life. Are you kidding me? The spells those guys have. Especially against a Felid with, like, a ton of evasion, which is a... and, like, he has sticky flame and fireball, which ignore the evasion. And it's not like we have fire resist or HP or armor, the three things that would help against that ghost. So I am completely fine with never coming back again. And, you know, what did we get out of this ice cave? Mostly some experience. I think we got, like, a scroll of recharging, this wand of digging, you know, a couple little things. And some more mushrooms. So we finished early in terms of that portal, so I think we can finish Lair 2. Should be fine. And it's a welcome relief to be back against crocodiles, something that I can comfortably fight myself, unlike polar bears. And we would have run into death yaks in there before too long, I suspect. I think, anyway. I'm not like 100% sure, but I believe that's always the case. It's certainly usually the case, and I think it's always the case. Who knew you could poison plants, by the way? Apparently you can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, what do you say about just walk up to monster, sticky flame, walk away from monster, monster, die. That's our plan for now. And it works pretty well. I feel kind of like, because we're using a lot of corpses for piety, like we're a little bit hungrier than we ought to be. But especially as a Felid, I think that's just like not something to worry about. Piety is what's keeping us alive. Food is something that just is not an issue. Later in the game, when we have more piety than we could ever know what to do with, then we can start making decisions like, choosing to forego piety and get some food instead. But that just isn't going to be for quite a while. If I have, I don't know. I don't have a ton of FeDOS experience. Oh my word. Yeah, that's the Felid life, is like, everything's going fine until something hits you once. And then you're like, I realize I am mortal. Anyway, I don't have a ton of FeDOS experience, but what my FeDOS experience tells me is that it's not until like probably post-rune that you start saying like, I have enough, I don't really need mushrooms anymore. And that day will come, but we are not there yet. So until then, I'm just going to be happy to spend all my piety on mushrooms and use invocations to make them better, because they are great. So that was it. We did the first third of Lair and about half of an ice cave, which was as much as we wanted to do, for sure. I don't regret that decision at all. So with that, we are just going to wrap up this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.